Well, these other pay-per-views didn't get better, did they? So, just a little, you know, I haven't done one of these in a while, right? Mostly because of WWE went back to, once they got the fans back, they changed the time of when they air their pay-per-view, I'm sorry, premium live events. It sounds like porn, but to when they air their events from 6 to 7. So then they don't get done until after 10 o'clock. And especially tonight, it's after 11 o'clock, but it's a Saturday, so I'm able to do this. But here's the thing. If this was a Sunday, I'd have to go to bed right away because I have to work in the morning. So I don't have time to stay up to 10:30 or so, or 11 o'clock like it is now, Central Time. And then talk about the pay-per-view, and then go to bed. I don't have time. So I'm not going to always be able to do these, especially if they run long. So, unfortunately, I should say, it won't always be a thing. And Elimination Chamber is the 19th. I'm not even going to be here for that. I'm not going to be home. It's not my weekend. It's my birthday weekend. It's my niece's birthday. And I know I won't be here. So, yeah, so just to get my thoughts in general of what I thought before the event. So I mentioned in the past that I'm really starting to hate Vince McMahon. And it's not going to get any better because once he retires or dies or whatever comes first, he's going to have his corporate yes men take over, and it's going to be the same shit. When he is eventually done, we're just going to have more of the same shit because he's going to have corporate yes men doing what he wants, even though he's not going to be around. And it's just... And what really frustrates me is that I hate the declaring yourself for the Royal Rumble match. I hate it. The Royal Rumble match has always been based on surprises. The men's Royal Rumble match, there were only 5 empty spots going into this. And they wasted it with Drew McIntyre being one of them. He's not a surprise. To me, a surprise entrant is someone who's like an independent wrestler coming in from somewhere else. An NXT superstar, which we got none, by the way. Or a legend. We also got none, at least in the men's. Or, someone who's a surprise. Drew McIntyre is on the main roster. He's not a surprise. We got a celebrity, I guess. But they already announced Johnny Knoxville. We got another celebrity. I'll talk about that later. But there was too many announced. There was 25. They did this a couple of years ago. And they realized their mistake. And a couple of them were taken out of the match due to injury or whatever. And some were added in. But they didn't do it this year. You had 5 spots. And it just didn't. The women's Royal Rumble was better than this. Was better this year. But the problem with that is they announced like almost all of the female legends. And I think they shot themselves in the foot when they announced that Mickie James was going to be one of the announcements. Mickie James was going to be one of the participants. They called her the Knockout champion, and they said she was going to be in the match. This led to everyone everywhere thinking the forbidden door was open, and we were going to have people from other companies showing up. And that fucked WWE over. Because now, everyone is disappointed because Mickie James was announced. Everyone got hyped. And now everyone's going to be pissed because she's the only one from another company that showed up. I'm not pissed. I didn't expect anything. But yeah, and going in, like, okay, so I can comment on this because I didn't get a chance. I'm a Brock Lesnar fanboy right now. He's the Ultimate Farmer. He's my boy. Even though I'm kind of pissed what happened tonight in more ways than one. But I was very confused. So if you don't know, you probably do. Leading up to day one, Roman Reigns was he tested positive for COVID. And so he was unable to participate. So Vince McMahon, in his infinite stupidity, put Brock Lesnar in the WWE Championship match and had him win. Why? Why? Because it just is a road bump. We were leading towards Brock versus Roman, and because Roman couldn't be there, you could be in the match, but you didn't have to have him win. And rumors suggest that Seth Rollins was supposed to win that match anyway, so why not have him still win it? Doesn't make any sense. But then they jumped Seth Rollins to facing Roman at this pay-per-view. Why? Because Vince McMahon doesn't know how to build new stars, so we have to keep constantly shuffling in the old ones. It's the biggest problem WWE has is Vince McMahon is so set in his ways, he does not have the ability to build new stars. And so we're stuck with the same matches over and over again. And Kevin Owens versus, or Seth Rollins versus Roman Reigns. Seen it. Randy Orton's been in the main event. Seen it. We need new stars, but Vince McMahon is too set in his ways to do it. And the Men's Royal Rumble match was the perfect time to build new stars, and you threw it away for something that was unnecessary to begin with. Let's talk about the pay-per-view, because we're almost 8 minutes in, and I'm getting to talk about the actual pay-per-view. There was no pre-show match, which is really weird, and I'm very confused as to why we needed an hour when there was no match for the pre-show, other than, it's usually an hour, but it was just talking, and it was boring and stupid, and I didn't like it. But we start off, the first match was Roman Reigns defending the Universal Championship against Seth Rollins. The match was good until the end. Because another problem I have with Vince McMahon is that for some fucking reason, he thinks that a match cannot end in a clean finish. It's got to be some kind of screwy finish with disqualification, distraction, roll up. It can't be clean. The only clean finish was the one between Doudrop and Becky Lynch, but we'll get there. But Roman Reigns went for the guillotine, which should be illegal because it cuts off your circulation in your throat. It's a chokehold, and it should be illegal, but, who knows. But he went for the guillotine, and Rollins tries to reach for the rope, but he do the thing where the hand falls down. I should mention before I get to the finish, there was some good spots. There was an early buckle bomb into a curb stomp that I thought was how he was going to win, but nope. Anyway, he puts him in the guillotine, which, as I said, should be an illegal move. And he do the thing where his hand goes down, the referee raises it up, and he thinks it's going to fall, but he grabs the rope. But because we can't have a clean finish, Roman doesn't let go of the guillotine, and he gets disqualified. Bullshit. Then we have a good match. We have the Women's Royal Rumble match, which had a bunch of surprise returns. Not really surprise, but we had a bunch of legends return. Michelle McCool, Melina, which I think Melina was a surprise. Alicia Fox. Molly Holly, who came in at number 27. We had a pick here. My friend Brandon and I, we do predictions things for a bottle of pop, or what have you. And we did a random randomizer this time. He got 15. We randomized the numbers. He got 15, and it was Carmella. And I got number 30, which ended up being Shayna Baszler. And I was happy I got 30 because I thought, because there was rumors Ronda Rousey was coming back. And so when number 30, when I randomized and got number 30, I'm like, yes, it's going to be Ronda. It's going to be Ronda. No. She came out number 28. She won. Ronda Rousey won. There's some pretty cool, I'm not going to go move by move for the Royal Rumble, but there's a lot of women, Bella Twins, stuff like that. Dana Brooke. Yeah. Ronda Rousey won. Of course she did. It was obvious. I could have picked her, but the reason why I did the randomizer is to make it more fair, because I kind of had a feeling she was going to win. And I had no idea who to pick for the men's, because since they put the title on Brock, I had no idea what to do, and we're going to get to that. So yeah, after this banger of a Royal Rumble match, we had Becky Lynch versus Doudrop. Becky Lynch won. Let's move on. No one cares. So next, we had for some reason, WWE Championship match between Bobby Lashley and Brock Lesnar. So, going in, it was rumored that possibly Roman could drop the Universal title and then attack Brock and face him at WrestleMania. Well, that didn't happen because Roman cheated, so, he got disqualified. So, no, it was Brock versus Bobby. And I was praying they had decided not to do Roman versus Brock at WrestleMania and we're moving on to something else. Well, I was wrong, and it's bullshit. There's a certain point. This match was really good. I mean, it upsets me that they won't actually let Brock wrestle a match, because Brock is a good wrestler. But ever since he came back from the UFC, all they'll let him do is punch, 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 suplex, 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 and he can do so much more than that. The guy was a collegiate wrestler. He knows moves, but they only let him do the UFC throw around bullshit, and it takes away from the match for me. And that's why, first of all, this should have been a WrestleMania match. Bobby versus Brock should be at WrestleMania, not at Royal Rumble. Yes, it's one of the big reviews, but to me it says throwaway match. Because you could have done this at WrestleMania. Because, it's the first time ever. It doesn't mean anything to me because it's not at a big stage. Royal Rumble is sort of a big stage, but it should have been at WrestleMania. It should have been. It takes away from me. But yeah, the referee. First of all, the referee gets squished into the corner. Brock goes to hit it at F5, and it hits the referee and knocks him out. As soon as that happened, I went, oh shit, here we go. Roman's gonna come out, and here he comes. Spear, and then they did. So they had Paul Heyman go back to Brock, only for him to screw Brock over by handing Roman Reigns the WWE Championship. Roman hits Brock with the title, and then Bobby Lashley pins him to win the title back. I don't know. So I'm sitting here and I'm going, okay, so obviously it's going to be Roman versus Brock at WrestleMania. We got that going. So obviously whoever runs the Royal Rumble is going to face Bobby Lashley. It's going to be Big E. Seems like a viable choice. Oh boy, we'll get to that. Second match that I really didn't care about, because, okay, this is my opinion on this. Why can't The Miz have a straight one-on-one rivalry? Every time The Miz has been in a rivalry as of late, it ends up in tag team match. The Miz had a rivalry with Bad Bunny. It turned into a tag team match where it was Miz and Morrison versus Bad Bunny and Damian Priest. It wasn't really necessary. And here they did it again. Because we had Edge and Miz, and they decided to bring their wives into it. And and again, they could have done this at WrestleMania, which is what I thought it was going, but we had it here. And look, Edge and Beth Phoenix won. I'm glad they did, and we can move on. End this thing, because I'm not into it. Give them as a singles rivalry. You know what? I know Kevin Owens is technically number one contender. Here's another problem I have. You have two men who are currently number one contenders for mid-card titles. Kevin Owens is number one contender for the United States Championship. And Sami Zayn is number one contender for the Intercontinental Championship. Why weren't those matches on here? Why? See, to me, for a pay-per-view or premium live event, every championship should be on the line. Forget stupid one-on-one rivalry matches. Forget mixed tag matches. Every single fucking title should be on the line. Problem is, WWE's got too many of them. So that would be forever. Well, one, get rid of the women's tag titles because you split up all the women's tag teams anyway, and your tag champions are a joke. So get rid of them, and I think you'll be fine. You got two sets of tag titles. Convert those into one, right? Because, honestly, you're very skimpy on teams. So there's two titles gone. You have the WWE tag titles, no women's tag team championships. Equality, my ass, alright? It's bringing down the roster. You don't have enough women to push anyway. Because you have two women's singles titles, and then you have the tag team division, and there's no tag teams. So just get rid of the tag teams championships and have them go for the singles titles and start pushing new stars, for God's fucking sake. And now I'm done with that tangent. Yeah. Edge and Beth Phoenix won. Now we're on to the men's Royal Rumble match. First of all, I'm very disappointed. If you don't know, it was announced that Corey Graves has been cleared to compete. Why the hell wasn't he in the Royal Rumble match? I've been waiting. The obvious number was 13. Hello, Lucky 13 was his finisher. I understand he might need to train to get back in here, but it's a Royal Rumble match. If Jerry the King fucking Lawler can enter a Rumble match and be in there for a few minutes, I think Corey Graves could do it too. I mean, it was disappointing. I was waiting for him to show up, Nothing. He should have been in this match. Yet Omos come out early, which made me think, okay, he's probably not going to win this. And it's fine. I don't think he should have won anyway, so no, it's fine. But who's going to win? Well, it was obvious what they were going to do, but I was praying they weren't going to do it, but they did it because Vince McMahon just has no brains in his fucking head anymore and thinks, oh, you can't have a WrestleMania match without someone winning at WrestleMania, but now you've kind of screwed Bobby Lashley over because Brock Lesnar won the Royal Rumble coming out at number 30, and as soon as he came out, I'm like, okay, here we go. And there wasn't really any surprises in this match. There was Shane McMahon. What? Okay, you put Shane McMahon in, but not Corey Graves? That's bullshit. I mean, come on. Shane McMahon? Why? And Drew McIntyre doesn't count as a surprise, not to me. He wasn't really gone that long anyway. Also, for the Women's Royal Rumble, where's Bayley? Where's Alexa Bliss? Alexa Bliss is back. Why wasn't she in the match? Where's Bayley? I don't know. Just anymore. To preface this, the picks for the Royal Rumble, Men's Royal Rumble, I got number 18, which ended up being Rick Boogs. Yeah, I wasn't going to win. And then my friend Brandon, he got number 23, which was Rey Mysterio, which is a little more viable, but you kind of knew he wasn't going to win. And I didn't even see when he got eliminated. But yeah, Brock Lesnar won, and this is my biggest problem. Brock did not need to win. You keep hearing about how many people have won multiple Rumbles. To be honest, every superstar should only win the Rumble, only be allowed to win the Rumble once. They can compete in it, but they shouldn't be allowed to win it again. The fact that Hulk Hogan has won it 3 times, or 2 times. Stone Cold has won it 3 times. Hogan's won it twice. Michaels has won it twice. I don't like multiple Rumble winners, and Brock didn't need to win. You had the story. You had the story ready to go. They were already in a fucking rivalry. And you had Roman screwing him over. You did not need Brock to win this Royal Rumble match. Because now, who's going to face Lashley? Who? You got no one. You got no one. All you had to do was... frustrates me. The Royal Rumble should be used to push new superstars. You had a chance to do this. You had a chance to do this, and you didn't. Because Vince McMahon does not have a fucking brain in his fucking head anymore. He needs to be let go, and they need to bring in someone else who knows what the fuck they're doing, and not a corporate yes man that does what he tells them to do. You need someone else. Someone else. Not Bruce Pritchard, not John Lore fucking Nitus. You need someone like Triple H, or someone that's going to do what's best for the company, not what's best for Vince McMahon. Vince McMahon is too old and set in his ways and out of his fucking mind to do anything anymore. You could have done this rivalry between Brock Lesnar and Roman Reigns without the Royal Rumble being a factor. Brock Lesnar was already in a rivalry with Roman Reigns. There was already a story being told. The fact that Paul Heyman turned on Brock Lesnar was a good enough motivation for him to go after Roman Reigns. You didn't need him to win the Royal Rumble. You didn't need to win the Royal Rumble. You didn't. It pisses me off. So much my throat's starting to hurt. It pisses me off because he didn't need to win. He didn't need to win. He didn't. And now, might be the last day he has no one. It's going to be Big E. It's going to be Uncle Festus. I don't know. You could have used the Royal Rumble to build someone new. Austin Theory. He's already got, like, Vince McMahon is his buddy and he comes out number 3, which to me was confusing. I'm like, you could have told a story with that. You could have had Austin Theory coming out at number 30. Forget Brock. Austin Theory goes up number 30, and then you have people going, oh, but he's been hanging with Vince McMahon. Vince McMahon gave him number 30? He didn't have to win, but you need to build new stars. The fact there was no NXT superstars in this Royal Rumble was bullshit. In neither Royal Rumble, really. I don't get it. You could have had... Where's Ciampa? Right? He's on his way to the main roster, right? He's been competing on main event and SmackDown dark matches. Why isn't he in this match? Who knows? It's the problem that they're not building new superstars. The WWE or the Royal Rumble should be used to push superstars that need it. Brock Lesnar did not need to be pushed in the Royal Rumble. He already had a good rivalry going with Roman Reigns. He didn't need to win the Royal Rumble. It's like Charlotte from 2 years ago. She didn't need to win the Royal Rumble. Mostly because Charlotte sucks and doesn't deserve any titles, but Daddy's money pays dividends. So that's why she gets all she has, because daddy's money. But anyway, this was extremely disappointing to me. There wasn't good enough surprises in the men's, at least. I don't know about the women's. I don't know who was announced and wasn't for that one, so who knows. Oh, by the way, they just had to do the Mighty Molly coming out and Nikki Ash going crazy. I get it, but was it necessary? No. It's more necessary than Brock Lesnar winning, but look, I'm done. I want to get going. I've bitched about it enough. It's just disappointing, and I don't know. I just feel like we could have reached Brock versus Roman at WrestleMania without the Royal Rumble being involved, because we already had the storytelling going. He didn't need to win. He didn't need to win. I'm sick of saying it. What are your thoughts on the Royal Rumble 2022? Let me comment below. Make sure to like, share, and subscribe. Thanks for watching. I've been Scotty. I'll see you in the next one.